If you're easily distracted by shiny objects, and by shiny objects, I'm talking about content that you see on social media or someone that's going to promise you the world, Peter Boolkah, business coach from the UK, has got some great messages for us today. Why business coaching for you?
Do you know what? I never ever looked to become a business coach. I was always a corporate person. Was in between corporate careers actually. Had kind of accepted another gig, and then at the time was Action International, now known as Action Coach, approached me and said, "Oh, would you be interested?" And to be honest with you, I was a little bit bored, so I said, "Okay, let me go and see what this was all about." I thought, okay, the concept was quite good, so I went into due diligence. Did all the due diligence sort of meetings that you normally would do, and I wasn't going to do it. The thought of being a standalone coach just didn't really sort of appeal to me, and it didn't seem to be a big enough game. And then my final due diligence call, I met a guy called Ray Moore, and he had just started up a firm back then, which was pretty unique. I actually loved his vision, what he was going to do. Ended up turning down the job, signing up with Action Coach, and we had a 15-year partnership together. And 20 years in, here I am, still going strong.
And so you've spent a lot of time working with businesses over those 20 years. What do you find is kind of the key to, let's say, the common challenge that most business owners have?
The common challenge is typically them. Look, everyone hits a brick ceiling. When you go into business, everyone's so enthusiastic and they work really hard, but you'll only get as far as your knowledge allows you to get, and everyone becomes stuck at some level. And I think it's that brick wall and there has to be a degree of pain as well. You have to be coming fairly peed off with that brick wall to take some action. And it's when someone's prepared to take some action because they no longer want to be stuck. I mean, typically you'll have business owners that fall into two categories. Those who are stuck and want to grow, and those who are stuck that want to be saved. Clearly the latter is probably a rescue mission that most of the time does fail.
Why would someone get a coach? Why would someone come to Peter Boolkah to help them grow?
I think the biggest gift a coach can ever give somebody is that perspective, is that sort of independent third-party perspective. They're not in the goldfish bowl. You see, your employees will tell you what you want to hear. Your spouse will probably tell you how shit you are, to be fair. Your friends at the pub have all got an opinion but don't run a business themselves. Actually, when you're speaking to someone, it's very difficult. Who do you speak to? So it's always good to have someone in your camp that's third party, that's operating in your blind spots. Because when you're not in it day in, day out, you get to see it from a totally different perspective. Even better when you're working alongside people that have built multiple businesses and therefore understand what is needed for this particular business to succeed. I mean, I've got after 20 years, loads of examples. I think one of my favorite ones was from my early clients, a guy called John. And I ended up coaching him, it must have been 12 years. And when I first started, it was a typical person, got really pissed off with their previous boss, thought the man was a dickhead, which is fair enough, it does happen, and decided to go and work for themselves. Started off in a garage, a bit like Steve Jobs, and grew it, got busier and busier and busier, got to a point, but ended up working 7 days a week. On the weekends, wasn't getting to see the kids, was working on the dining room table, doing all the accounts and everything, getting really stressed. Sometimes they made profit, sometimes he didn't make profit. Very smart guy, just never learnt about business. So actually, when you started to give them the whole framework around business, took it on board. Actually, he was one that executed flawlessly. We ended up buying multiple businesses through acquisitions. He ended up scaling up his business and ultimately sold out, which was the whole goal. And he managed to sort of take the money. Since then, he's opened other businesses as well. That for me is a really good story. Because when you're in business, it's got to have a purpose. It's got to give you, at some point, a life back.
What's kind of one thing that you do that sort of helps you kind of stay above the point or above the line?
I always default back to marketing. Whenever you've got an economy that's struggling, I mean, we've got it in the UK right now. Our UK economy at the moment is just trash. They're celebrating 0.1% growth in GDP. I mean, which moron celebrates 0.1 growth? I mean, that's just desperation. Now, look, money changes. So if you look at COVID, some of the old money disappeared. There is new money. There's new businesses that started up during lockdown. There's new ways of doing things. You just got to be always resilient with your marketing. Never stop marketing, because as money shifts, you want to be visible for the new people so they know about you and your services so that they can engage with you. Well, one of the best things I did was I doubled down on my marketing actually during COVID. And today, a lot of the people that get to know me is through chat engines like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and all the other new ones coming through. And they only know me because of the fact that I've been consistently marketing for the best part of 4 years. So you just got to market your way out of it. A lot of people chop marketing at the beginning. It's suicide. How's anyone going to find you if they can't see you? I've got a sales problem. No, you haven't. You've got a marketing problem.
You can often fall into that trap of feeling like I can't be authentic, or I can't really share what is authentic. Like, is that if you feel emotional, do you share what's on your mind? Is it, what's authenticity to you?
I think you've got to look at what are the blocks to authenticity. One of the things that I do recommend to all the clients I work with is actually they go and see basically a psychotherapist. If you think about it, a lot of people go to the gym, they spend their time on their body, they go and spend their time getting themselves a chef or something. Oh, let's look at my the meals, what I put into my body. But the biggest organ in the body that goes under the most stress is the brain. And I think that unless you understand yourself, understand what's trigger you, what causes you to behave the way you behave, deal with past baggage, unless you do that, you can never be that leader that's going to be 100% complete. Because you're going to always have behaviors that can potentially be toxic, and you won't even realize you're doing that.
Hats off to you for committing to your learning by listening to this podcast. And if you'd like some help implementing some of these strategies, then click the link in the description to find your local action coach. They can help you put these strategies into action and take your business and your life to the next level. In the meantime, like and subscribe so that you're the first to get our next episode. We'll see you soon.